When you hear the term UFO, what do you think of? Do you imagine a flying saucer with little green men inside, or perhaps a military craft that's top secret? What about this supposed UFO found in Siberia? In this video, we'll talk about the UFO found in Siberia and other related topics, so make sure to watch until the end. Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell icon to get updated with our latest videos. Now let's get started. In Siberian Valley of Death. It was November 2016 when two Russian scientists were taking an ordinary stroll through the snowy Siberian wilderness. Their trek took them to the mysterious Valley of Death. The place is also known as the Area 51 of Russia. It's so named because of the high number of UFO sightings reported in the region over the years. The two scientists, Sergei and Vasily, had previously investigated strange occurrences in the area. One such incident was from 1994. A local resident claimed to have discovered traces of a UFO crash near their location. After hearing this, the Russian Ministry of Defense dispatched personnel to search for debris, but they never found anything. In fact, no one ever saw any wreckage. Locals said the spot where the UFO was supposedly seen was a swampy area full of mosquitoes, so no one ever wanted to go there. However, the scientists were determined to find the truth behind the decades-old case. They had already explored the nearby caves and hills to no avail. But just when they were about to give up, Sergei noticed something peculiar under some snow. He and Vasily spent a couple of hours carefully digging it out. But when they finally did, it wasn't exactly what they expected. It looked more like a giant metal hatch rather than spacecraft debris. They later learned from locals that the hatch was similar to those found on oil tankers. But how did it get there? And more importantly, how did it get buried in the snow? They were perplexed, and even after inspecting the site with all their scientific equipment, they couldn't come up with any answers. There were no signs of an explosion or a fire, nor could they figure out its connection to any oil tanker. The only thing they could determine was its age. According to experts, the metal piece was at least 40 years old. To date, no one knows what the object really is or how it got to the Valley of Death. Is it possible that it was part of a UFO that crashed there long ago? Or maybe it was from a secret Russian military project that went wrong? Well, the mystery only adds to the intrigue of the already infamous Valley of Death. Valley of Death. The Valley of Death is located near the Mongolian border in the remote region of Siberia. For decades, the valley has been shrouded in secrecy. Even Google Maps has been banned from showing it. There are conflicting reports regarding the reason for the ban. Some say it has something to do with government conspiracies. Others claim that it's because the Siberian wilderness is still home to many uncharted areas, and Google Maps doesn't want to confuse people by showing inaccurate information. What we know is that the Valley of Death has been off limits to outsiders for a very long time. Even today, access to the area is restricted, and outsiders need special permission to enter. Not surprisingly, many believe the government is hiding something there. Conspiracy theorists claim that there are not only UFOs, but also aliens living in the valley. Perhaps that's why all these UFOs keep showing up there. Maybe it's their way of telling us they're here. Over the years, the Valley of Death has become a haven for ufologists and conspiracy theorists. They come here hoping to catch a glimpse of extraterrestrial life or uncover evidence of government cover-ups. However, their efforts have been in vain as the truth behind the valley remains elusive. UFO sightings in Siberia is indeed a hotbed of UFO activity. You won't believe the sheer volume of bizarre cases reported there. In June 2022, a man captured an anomalous aerial vehicle on camera while driving. The strange object can be seen hovering above a snowy field. Eyewitnesses who saw the object firsthand described it as egg-shaped. However, the footage shows something entirely different. Does it appear to be metallic or perhaps a dark gray color? The description of an eyewitness is much closer to the truth. Whatever it is, it's definitely not a bird or a plane. In December 2020, another UFO was spotted in Siberia. Locals in the city of Omsk captured a strange blue light in the sky. Many speculated that it could be a meteor, but when you look closely, it doesn't seem to be moving very fast. Could this be a sign of extraterrestrial activity in the region? UFO hunters have been drawn to Siberia for decades due to its vast wilderness and remote locations. There have been countless reports of unusual lights, objects, and even alien encounters in the region. Siberia is one of the most popular destinations for UFO enthusiasts. UFOs and the government. Given the recent news about UFOs, it's hard to blame people for being interested in this topic. In June 2022, a group of U.S. lawmakers held a public hearing on unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs, which included formerly classified government footage of UFOs. During the hearing, former officials and military members shared their experiences with UFOs and the government's handling of them. They claimed that the government has been hiding evidence of extraterrestrial life and that there have been attempts to cover up UFO sightings and crashes. These revelations shook the world and raised questions about the government's transparency and the existence of extraterrestrial life. However, these claims have been met with skepticism from some quarters. Some have accused the former officials of fabricating stories to gain attention or profit. Others have dismissed the government footage as inconclusive or easily explained away as mundane objects or natural phenomena. Despite the skepticism, the hearing shed light on the government's long history of investigating UFOs and the existence of a secretive program tasked with collecting and analyzing information on them. It also highlighted the challenges involved in studying UFOs and the difficulties in obtaining reliable evidence. The renewed interest in UFOs has sparked a broader cultural conversation about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the implications of discovering it. Some argue that if there is life elsewhere in the universe, it's highly likely that some forms of it have already visited Earth. Others contend that the vast distances between stars and planets make interstellar travel highly improbable, at least for now. Ultimately, the question of whether or not UFOs exist and whether or not they've visited Earth remains unanswered. The government hearings have done little to provide closure and instead have only added to the mystery surrounding unidentified flying objects. The most famous UFO sighting in history, one of the most famous UFO sightings of all time, is the Roswell incident in 1947. On July 8, 1947, the Roswell Army Airfield announced that it had recovered a disc from a ranch near Corona in Chaves County, New Mexico. The announcement generated widespread media attention and speculation about the nature of the disc and its origins. However, the following day, the Army issued a statement claiming that the disc was actually a weather balloon. This explanation was widely accepted at the time, and the incident was largely forgotten. But in the years since then, the Roswell incident has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and conspiracy theories. Some believe that the government is hiding evidence of extraterrestrial life and that the Roswell incident was a cover-up. They claim that the object recovered in New Mexico was not a weather balloon, but rather a crashed spaceship, and its occupants were aliens. This theory is supported by the fact that the original press release describing the discovery used the word disk, which was commonly associated with flying saucers at the time. Additionally, some witnesses who came forward in the years since the incident claim to have seen strange lights in the sky and other unusual activity around the time of the alleged crash. Despite the conspiracy theories, the official explanation for the Roswell incident remains that a weather balloon was mistaken for a flying saucer. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a report on the incident that concluded that the object was a surveillance balloon from a secret project called Mogul. The report claimed that the balloon had been used to detect Soviet nuclear tests, and that the military had used the cover story about a flying saucer to prevent the Soviets from learning about the project. Conclusion. The debate surrounding the Roswell incident continues to this day, and there is no definitive answer as to what exactly was recovered in New Mexico in 1947. While the official explanation is that it was a weather balloon, many people remain convinced that it was a crashed UFO and that the government is hiding evidence of extraterrestrial life. The world is full of mysteries, and there are many things that we simply don't understand. From the vastness of space to the depths of the ocean, there are countless wonders that we've yet to explore and discover. One of these mysteries is the existence of UFOs and the possibility that we are not alone in the universe. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching.